way to address and resist this challenge is by distributing resources and by harnessing the incredible force of a united, empowered community. Please welcome the leader of this initiative to the microphone, Nneka Nnamdi.
While they're getting started, I'll give my thank yous while they're getting my slide back up. Blight Bmore is a little bit of Black girl magic, and there are a couple people who are in this room that I want to acknowledge. When Viola Davis won some award, she referred to Denzel Washington as her captain, and I have to refer to Marissa as my captain. She is my undying coach and mentor and everything, and funder and sister and mother and all of that. And I just say thank you, even though you gave me a title that I didn't want to deliver well. Thank you. Cassandra Vincent, who is in the front row, who has been doing a great job doing social media for Blight Bmore. I brought her on to assist me, and she's done like 1,000 things that I did not ask her to do. And then Crystal Green, who did my beautiful slide deck and a number of other things that I did not ask her to do. A few people who aren't here, Vicky Salters, who actually coded the app. We are at a minimal viable product at this point. And so again, we had we have had wonderful sessions working with her to code the app. Dr. Janius Clark, who is our culturally relevant technology designer. Jill Still McGee, who is my partner in community development, and Loretta Warfield Davis as well. Okay, looks like my deck don't want to come up, so I'm a freestyle. So basically, we are a social, economic, and environmental justice initiative. If you've driven around Baltimore, you have seen the 15,000 vacant properties and the 16,000 vacant lots. What most people don't realize is those things impact our daily lives. It's not just ugly. A blighted Baltimore is a bleeding Baltimore. If you look at the very neighborhoods where you see extreme violence, those are the same neighborhoods that have the predominance or concentrations of blight. Yep. One of the things that we don't often think about is that people who live on those blocks, who own houses on their block, if you have one vacant house on their block, you lose $70,000 worth of equity. If you have two vacant houses on a block, over time, you lose $140,000 worth of equity. This is what is lost. That lost equity means that I can't send my kids to private school. That means I can't give someone a loan to start a business. It means that I can't go on a European tour. It means I can't go to Asia. It means I can't go to Goree Island. It just means that we don't have, a lot of people in communities, low-income homeowners, don't have access to equity. But most importantly, it has physical ramifications. There's a study out of the University of Pittsburgh. They took people past vacant lots, and what they found is their heart rate was elevated by 7 beats per minute for every vacant lot that they went past. If you put that in context of toxic exposure, of diabetes, of hypertension, then you're going to have elevated stress on people's heart. Blight kills people. I like to say a blighted Baltimore is a bleeding Baltimore. It's also a broken Baltimore, and I think that anyone who's driven around this place or lived in this place can attest to that. And so what Blight Bmore aims to do in 2 pieces, the mobile application aims to give people an actual tangible tool to report blight, report unsafe demolitions. Right now, if you try to do that, you have to deal with 311 online or on the phone, SMS, or you have to send a bunch of emails to a bunch of people who don't necessarily want to listen to you. That's a mess. So that mobile application will make it easy for people to make the reports, but also to be able to track the reports. The second piece is people in communities often don't have access to the data necessary to go speak truth to power and say, yes, you can do community development and we can have a Whole Foods in Old West Baltimore the same as they have a Whole Foods in Canton. How do we know that? Because we know that people who live on Franklin and Fremont are paying $3 to the corner store for a gallon of water. If you can pay $3 for a gallon of water at the corner store, then that means you can pay $1 at Whole Foods. But often people in communities just don't have access to the data. So the second piece is for the act to take the data that is available, that we crowdsource, but also data that's available through EconView, through SDAT, through OpenView, and pull all that data together and run analytics on it to give people in community the information that they need to go and advocate for regenerative development in the city. And that leads into this initiative that we have where we're going to do workshops with people, teaching them what blight means, how it makes people feel, how we can fight it. Oh, very well. If you go down to the very last slide, I won't keep you long. The last slide is about impact. Or go back one more. The last slide is about impact. What has happened from this work for me, one individual, was that in 1 year, we have 2 properties that are no longer blighted, 703 Fremont Avenue and 701 Fremont Avenue. One of those properties was an investment property. The investor got tired of renting and left it vacant and then put it on the market, and I purchased it. And currently there are 3 young people who were formerly homeless and residents there in transition. And the property next to it used to be a bar. It fell into poor condition and the city demolished it. The city took ownership of the lot, and I purchased the lot through the side lot program. That piece of property is going to become an edible garden, hopefully, in this next upcoming growing season. I say all that to say that really the purpose of the initiative is to teach people how to do just what I did, to give people the data, to give people access to the information so that we don't have to wait for outside developers to come. We don't have to wait for Starbucks to put up a coffee shop. We don't have to wait for Target to come back. We can do our own development in our own neighborhoods to keep people centered. And so the ask is $100,000. The $100,000 will go to, one, help us bring the minimal viable product to a full beta version. And then second, to do marketing, to do a documentary, and to really bring full into our cadre some more initiatives for community. The last thing I'll say is please join us the second Sunday of the summer months at 703 Fremont Avenue for our Hood Hikes. So we go and we'll talk about the history of some old West Baltimore neighborhoods, but not just the history, but the opportunities that exist right now. One of the big problems that we have is people in our communities don't see the opportunity that exists there. They only see the blight, but we're much bigger than that.